Alright, let's see what the consumable of the video is today. Strawberry and ooh, strawberry and banana body armor. That's pretty fucking good. Anyways, what's up, motherfuckers? My name is Colonel Cornelius Cornwall. Just kidding. My name is Gaba. Gaba the Ghoul. And last video, I kind of just strayed off into whatever the hell I felt like talking about, as you can tell if you actually watched the original video. If you didn't, okay. But we're doing today the one thing that every single YouTuber that likes ranting about anything that they do in their daily life, or life in general, always has to do. A school story. Who doesn't love school stories, you know? You get to hear about Jessica and Eric pegging each other, because turns out Eric is trans, trans, trans mask. Because turns out Eric is trans mask, and they got the purple double side. Or you like hearing that the current football team is going through their 90-second losing streak, because totally like they're all snorting cocaine and fentanyl in the back of the locker rooms. Personally, on a personal level, one of the most fun things I like hearing is rumors. Ah! Ah! I love hearing school rumors. They might be the best piece of anything I could ever hear from a second-hand perspective, such as what this guy did or gal did for a senior prank, what these two freshmen did that no one expected, what fights happened and why, what couples are going on that you never expect to hear, or is there a new student with a completely new fucking name you've never heard of? It could happen. No. Don't get me wrong. I've heard some crazy fucking stories around my school. I'm currently in Texas for the summer because it's summertime. If you didn't know, or if you're a complete fucking idiot, but um, you know, I grew up in Texas, and the Texas school I grew up in, there's been like two. They're fucking shit shows. Genuinely fucking horrid places. It feels like every time I walk in there, I see words over the fence saying "Abandon all hope, he who enters here." Like it's Dante's fucking Inferno. I hated it. I hated every single second of going to this school. Why? The teachers were shit. The students were shit. Making friends was an obstacle course that I'm pretty sure American Ninja Warriors would look at and start pissing themselves. Uh, it was a horrible experience. Possibly one of the worst experiences I've ever had. Um, and I'm here to explain a few things as to why. So, I mean, first and foremost is the people. Obviously, when you're at school, you're going to meet a lot of people who are just jackasses or straight up fucking freakazoids. And, you know, you have to find a way to make friends. You have to find a way to somehow maneuver your way around this whole entire prison camp, this whole Shawshank of an area for who knows how many years. And I mean, you got to find those right people. You got to find out what sort of category you fit in. You got to find out your clique if you're one of the. You got to find your clique. And you personally have to figure out if you're a complete fucking dork or not. Because, take for example, you're one of the motherfuckers from Malcolm in the Middle. If you're a Krellboyne, you're not getting accepted anywhere. Unless it's amongst other Krellboynes. Now, if you're secretly a nerd, no one's gonna care. Either that or your friends are gonna copy off your paper in hopes of answers for a test they didn't study for. Like, say for example, your buddy Todd. Let's say you have a buddy named Todd, and you have a buddy named Aaron, or and have a buddy named Michael. These three friends are. Ooh, excuse me. These three friends are not the brightest crayons in the box. So every time you, of course, are around, they think you're also not the brightest crayon in the box. They think that you're the brown of amongst a group of grays, dark pinks, and whatever the fuck is the excuse for purple in a crayon box. So, I mean, you know, and here's the funny. They don't know that you're a fucking bright pink in that crayon box. So, if you're hiding it from them because they're a bunch of cool dudes, like these are a bunch of cool fellows. They're on the football team. They kiss girls. They banging in the bath. Ugh! And you want to be part of that same demographic without doing any of the other stuff, such as smoking weed in the middle of the bathroom while there are no detectors because they did a 2023 devious look in the grand era of 2026. So, you do the obvious and just hang out with them. Now, if these motherfuckers ever catch you being a nerd, if they catch you getting straight A's on your assignment, if they catch you getting any sort of higher grade that isn't a C plus, they're either A, gonna act completely normal about it, because let's be real, you're never gonna meet anyone in this ripe age who calls you a fucking nerd for getting straight A's. If anything, they're gonna be slightly envious because they can't get good grades. They're probably gonna get cucked off the football team, is what the teacher would say. And I mean, I don't know. You're smarter. That's kind of already a plus already. But then there's the other spectrum of friends who currently have you on a leash, dancing around like a fucking capuchin in the middle of Panama. Sorry, I had to take a little sip to cool my brain down for the amount of stress I'm about to put myself through. Because let me tell you how many people I've had to encounter with that exact same goddamn spectrum in their mind. I have met a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 people who saw that I got good grades and said, "Hey dude, can you help me with my homework?" It would be really great if you helped me with my homework. I'd really like if you helped me with my homework. Can you help me with this assignment? Can we have can we have Whoa. Can we have Gaba on our team because he's good at doing this, and we think he'd be a great contribution to the team. When in reality, they're just gonna make you do the entire assignment while they look at TikTok. So, I've had to deal with those type of people before, but I've also had to deal with the significantly slower race of people you might meet at school. Now, I'm not going to point out anyone in specific that I've met in this sort of spectrum, but just know they're a little slow, and, let's use a placeholder name for someone I've met like this. His name was Alejandro. I met Alejandro in pre-high school years, like 8th and ninth grade. I met Alejandro in 8th and 7th, 8th and ninth, 8th, 7th and 8th grade. I met Alejandro in 7th and 8th grade in this Texas school. So he was okay. He wasn't incredibly weird. He was an alright dude. He was pretty chill. He was a little bit on the slower side, and he did get into a fight with someone at some point. He got the shit beat out of him. Holy fuck, it was funny. But um, there wasn't anything crazy with him. Then there was this one dude who, for the sake of everything, let's call him Stone. Because he acted like the only thing he knew how to comprehend were the two words, rock and stone, and acted like a fucking caveman. I bet if that guy got out of the school and saw a lion, he'd say, me fight. Because he was such a goddamn Neanderthal to the point where he'd scratch his balls in the middle of class. He'd stand in the corner of the classroom going, and sometimes he'd look dead at me. He'd look dead at me! So, that was the weirdest experience I've ever had. But occasionally, he'd see that I got good grades. And he'd go, can you help me with my homework? No. Motherfucker, no. In fact, nigga, no. Nigga, no! So, it was an experience. And then there comes the one thing that I'm pretty sure everyone has to go through whenever they go to school. If you don't know what I'm talking about bullies. If you've never had a bully in your life, you're either A, really fucking lucky. How did you do this? Please give me your advice, Master Oogway. Two, I mean, you're probably a really quiet person. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see a lot of quiet because you'll see memes that go me when they pick on the quiet kid. In reality, I don't really see a lot of quiet kids get picked on. I'm an ambivert. Whenever I feel like it, I'm sort of a quiet person. But other than that, I'm talking. But if I'm a quiet person, no one's gonna fuck with me. Quiet people don't really get fucked with that much. They're just sitting there. It's not really. It's kind of a stereotype, honestly, for them to be a school shooter. And I mean, to 10 times it happens, but either way, if you've never had a bully, you're really lucky. I had bullies. A lot of bullies in this Texas school. It's fucking unbearable. Scott, Leroy, yes, a motherfucker named Leroy, and 3 other cohorts of this Scott, absolute degenerates. I swear, Scott pulled down his pants in the middle of class. And his little group of friends said, oh yeah, we love that chocolate cake. What? And the teacher didn't say anything? That's the worst part. When the teacher is in cahoots with said bullies. If you have a teacher who is currently associating with the bullies, you need to kill that teacher! You need to hit them with an orbital strike straight to their location! Because I'm pretty sure no one wants to have to deal with a bully in the middle of class just for the teacher across the room to go, excuse me, can you quiet down? And not call him the guy's bullying you. That makes me feel only one way. And this is the type of stuff that also makes me hate teachers. Teachers, 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 teachers. You either have a good teacher, a bad teacher, or a mid teacher. Now, obviously we could compare teachers like we compare cock sizes in the middle of a frat house, but we're not doing that. There's the shit teachers. I had a shit teacher. Her name was Miss Verba. She was my German teacher for almost a whole semester. I had a second German teacher in my German 1 class because Miss Verba was a German 2. Mr. Lebsock, Herr Lebsock, he was chill, he was funny, he made German enjoyable. Miss Verba Christie made me feel like I wanted to string myself up like it was the fucking 30s. I hated every waking second of that classroom because let me tell you how many times I tried to crack a joke and she'd go, you don't know who else here could be experiencing that, when all I said was people who live in minivans in the middle of the forest scare me. This wasn't here. This was in my Colorado school. Think about that. The school that I'm currently at, which is way better than the Texas one, and I have a shit teacher like that. I've heard some crazy teachers. Some of my buddies have told me about their Spanish teacher, who's a little bit of a bitch. But Miss Verba, Miss Verba in particular, made German probably the most unenjoyable subject I've ever had in my life. Could not take a joke seriously. Never admitted when she was wrong. Because tell me why. I turned in a paper a day earlier, and she's passing it out to everyone, and she's like, I didn't get your paper. I turned it into you. No, you didn't. What do you mean? Stop arguing. The only reason I won that argument was because another person stepped in, and because she found my paper in a separate class. Why? Because she was stupid enough to not organize them correctly. Stupidity at its finest. I had another teacher. He wasn't even a teacher. He was a teacher's aide. I forgot his name. Big, tall dude, played basketball. You can probably assume. Oh my god, that's racist. But either way, he was a big, tall dude. I forgot his name. He had a fucking afro. But he had so much wrong with him that made me question what the hell he was there for in the first place. He tried putting me in place as someone who isn't even the teacher. I don't know you. I don't know your fucking name. And then he tells us y'all shouldn't be putting deodorant on because your natural musk will attract the ladies. I've been doing the same shit with my wife for 5 years. I want you to lock that in your brain. This nigga really said that we shouldn't wear deodorant because the natural musk would attract women. Are we releasing pheromones? Am I an animal? What is this? Am I gonna start stinking like a gym? The next thing I know, it's just gonna. Oh, you digging him? It's not gonna be anything like what he thinks. It's not gonna be some. If you don't wear deodorant, then oh, you digging at me? It's not gonna be some shit like that. You're gonna smell. Some teachers are shit. Some teachers are good. I had a history teacher. He was the coolest fucking guy I've ever met. You know what I learned the last day of this school year? That he wasn't going to be teaching there anymore. Give me 1 second while I ease my throat into this current segue, because he's moving to a separate school to teach younger children, elementary children at that. You know one thing that people around school are that are the same as elementary children? I'll give you a 5 second hint or a 5 second guess. Ding 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 ding. This is more than 5 seconds. Bing 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 bing. Fucking annoying! They're annoying. Elementary students and some students around the school are so annoying it's not even funny. You could hear someone across the classroom go, ah, because they think farts are funny. You could hear someone go across the math class go, yeah, Kevin, because I think it's funny. I'm tired of annoying people around the school. I'm an annoying person, but it's actually funny. It's why I have friends. When you're just annoying to be annoying, it's not funny! Anyways, I know this wasn't much about school stories and more of the whole shit around schools, so I'll probably do it for a separate video. But if there's one thing I can let y'all off with is, in this Texas school, I had a fun little story that happened. No, not in this Texas. Yes. Senior prank. We all know senior pranks are probably one of the most terrifying thing that a group of graduating seniors can pull off. You don't know if the school's gonna fucking explode or if there's gonna be a frog swimming up your ass cheeks in the bathroom. I've heard of a little story amongst 50 other people at this school that a group of seniors came in, went to the high school, had something swaddled in a jacket. I would have assumed it was a baby, but then again, who the fuck is bringing a baby to school? They went to the bathroom. One of my buddies went to said bathroom. They had slightly opened the sleeve and were trying to trap something in a plastic bag. They had fucking wasps that they were going to unleash upon the school as a senior prank. What sort of villainy is this? This is Spider-Man level shit. What is this? What? Anyways, this is one of my longer videos. I never expected to make a video this long. Please be sure to like and subscribe. But, I'm trying my best here to be as entertaining as possible for the YouTube algorithm, and if they take my video down, then, you know, it happens. But, either way, I hope you'll have a nice day, night, afternoon, whatever the fuck you're watching this in. And, I don't really have a catchphrase. A lot of these YouTubers have catchphrases, and I really need to think of one. Live long and goon.